Good evening. My name is State Representative Sarah Fowler Arthur. Thank you for trusting me to be your voice for the 99th District in Columbus. I am your proven, common-sense, conservative state representative, and it's been my honor to serve this first term in the legislature as both a freshman member and also getting to serve as a member of the State and Local Government Committee, the Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee, the Primary and Secondary Education Committee, and Veterans Affairs. Prior to my service in the legislature, I served for 8 years as an elected member of the Ohio State Board of Education, defending academic instruction, parental involvement in their children's education, and choice for every family. So in 2020, I had the privilege of marrying my best friend, Isaac Arthur. He is an Army veteran, and we recently bought a farm in Plymouth Township where we raise blueberries and honeybees. So I just started with that last year, and it's been a lot of fun and a great learning experience. We also co-produced the internationally acclaimed show Science and Futurism with Isaac Arthur, and we recently became licensed for foster and adoption. We're looking forward to our first placement. I am pro-Constitution. I believe firmly in the First and Second Amendments. Have had the opportunity to vote in support of both of those multiple times throughout the past year, and also in supporting private property rights and and also in supporting private property rights. I'd also just like to make a brief mention. Today is October 12th. Happy International Farmers Day. I am a farmer myself and grew up in a family of farmers, and very grateful for everyone who makes farming and agriculture such a vital part of Ohio's industry. I am also a small business owner. I started my own business when I was 11 years old and continue to enjoy many entrepreneurial interests. I've since continued to own businesses in agriculture, agritourism, and real estate, and that has helped inform my perspective as a legislator representing you in these areas. I also have gotten to see firsthand the impact of excessive, burdensome regulation, and I've worked very hard this past year to cut bureaucratic red tape, especially around fees for occupational licensure, and ensuring that we have parity with other states when it comes to continuing education credits for everything from funeral directors to optometrists, making sure that we are ensuring that Ohio's best can come back, live here, raise a family, and continue to serve in our communities and not be incentivized to leave to go to other states simply because of costs or regulation. I am proud to be endorsed by the NFIB, Voice of Small Business, the Ohio Realtors PAC, and the Ohio Chiropractic Association. And I'd also like to comment that while Washington continued to spend money, we have balanced our budget here in Ohio, and I was very proud to be able to vote for a 3% tax cut across the board for all Ohioans. I feel that's very important. We have been combating inflation with American energy production. We voted to protect your right to use natural gas inside your home to heat, which as energy costs are skyrocketing this year, I think this is going to be a very important piece of legislation to protect our seniors and all of those on a fixed income from being priced out of being able to keep their house warm. So that was a huge win for us this past year. As you know, education continues to be very important to me. I'm continuing to work on a bill that would protect taxpayer dollars from being spent to promote anti-American ideologies in the classroom and the hypersexualization of children. I believe that parents need to be more involved in their children's education and that we need to support academic instruction. Lastly, I'd just like to invite you to visit my website, electsarahfowler.com, to view all of the legislation that I've supported and voted for on your behalf over the past 2 years, and to learn more about me. And I thank you for your time and attention.
Hi, my name is Kathy Zappitello, and I am running for the House Rep for the 99th District of Ohio. I am currently the Executive Director of the Conneaut Public Library in Conneaut, Ohio. Previously, I was the Library Director in Kingsville, And between the two libraries, I have 20 years of experience. I am the past president and current board member for ARSL, the Association for Rural and Small Libraries. This is a national organization, and we help all of those folks working and living in small community libraries with advocacy, professional development, and partnerships. I'm a teacher too. So I have been teaching dance to students ages 3 to 18 my whole adult life, from Conneaut to Chardon in a variety of gyms and studios. And I am currently with the Wildfire Dance Studio in Ashtabula, Ohio. I am a proud graduate of Kent State Ashtabula campus. And I'm also a proud Rotarian. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Conneaut and its past president. I am also Conneaut Citizen of the Year for 2014. I sit on a variety of different boards, locally, at the state level, and nationally. And all of those are detailed on my website, zappitelloforohio.com. I am married to Joe Zappitello, another librarian, and he's at the Harbor Topkey Library. And we have a daughter, Kai, and she's a behavioral therapist in Columbus, Ohio, and she's currently working on her doctorate degree. So I am so pleased today to be able to make some announcements for endorsements, and they are the Ohio Federation of Teachers, Ohio AFL-CIO, Teamsters Ohio Drive, UFCW Local 880, Ohio Legislative Black Caucus, Matriots Ohio, and Pro-Choice Ohio. So why am I running for state rep? I would like to bring accountability and transparency to the office. Being a library director, I know how important those are when working with the public. But what is really important to me is infrastructure. I've been involved with so many projects in Northeast Ohio, and I understand how we need sewer, water, roads, bridges. I understand how important those things are to what? Bring economic development to District 99. So that's for our quality of life, but it's also for tourism. But most importantly, it's for economic development where we can all thrive. What is most important to me is communication. I believe that I'm a communication expert. And guess what? This is a spokesperson's job. It is your spokesperson for your district, your representative. So you want someone in the office that you feel proud of and that can be eloquently sharing your voice and what you want to see for the 99th District of Ohio. So I ask you to vote for me, Kathy Zappitello, for House Rep for the 99th District of Ohio. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Donnelly, and I am running for state representative of the 65th District for the state of Ohio. I am running as an independent candidate. I never in a million years would have seen myself standing here running for office for anything, to be honest with you. When Roe versus Wade got overturned, I felt like someone had to do something, so I decided I needed to step up and start doing something. I have lived in Cortland, Ohio, which is in Trumbull County, my whole life. I went to school at Lakeview High School, graduated from there. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Youngstown State University. I also have an associate's degree in veterinary technology from Kent State University. I currently work as a registered veterinary technician at a veterinary clinic in Warren, Ohio, and also as a pet health insurance claims representative for Crum & Forrester Pet Health Insurance. My family has been in Jefferson and Ashtabula County for about 25 years. My uncle lives in Jefferson. My cousins went to Jefferson school system. My youngest cousin is still in school. He's a sophomore at Jefferson. So I have a pretty vested interest in both communities. I am hoping
to be able to work with everyone in the State House to be able to secure funding for the entire district to work on infrastructure and improving the economy, some business revival things in like downtown Ashtabula. And I also am hoping to be able to work with everyone to ensure that the schools get adequate funding and that the public school money is going to public schools and not to for-profit private schools. I also am hoping to be able to secure a woman's right to have access to safe and adequate health care in this state. I appreciate your support and thank you.
Hello, my name is Casey Kozlowski. I serve as one of your Ashtabula County Commissioners, and I'm seeking a re-election this November for a third term to the Ashtabula County Board of Commissioners. It certainly has been an absolute pleasure serving the residents of Ashtabula County over the last 8 years, and I'm looking forward to an opportunity to serve in a third term. Just to give you a little bit of background about myself, prior to my service on the County Commission, I had the good fortune of serving as a local Board of Education member for the Pymatumee Valley School District in Andover. Also was a member of the state legislature, served as a member of the Ohio House of Representatives, and then for the 99th District, Ashtabula and Northern Trumbull counties. Separate from my elected involvement, I also was employed as a business manager here in Ashtabula County for a local business, and then also active in the family business as well. So just to speak a little bit about my tenure on the Board of County Commissioners, I feel that we've been successful in really accomplishing a lot over the last 8 years, but recognize that there's a lot more work to be done. Just to highlight a couple of the things that we've been successful in accomplishing includes restoration of Ashtabula County's recycling program. We were successful in bringing that program back to Ashtabula County to benefit all of the residents of the county. We also were successful in upgrading the county's dispatch center, our 911 dispatch center in Jefferson, and ultimately moved our county into the 21st century as it relates to equipment and technology when fielding 911 calls throughout Ashtabula County. Also successful in relocating the Ashtabula County Emergency Operations Center in Jefferson into a new space that's much more conducive in responding to emergency situations here in Ashtabula County. We've also been very mindful of our county's budget, and I think that's really important in your elected officials for them to be mindful and when working and allocating funds that benefit the county residents. And because of our work, we were actually successful in increasing the county's bond rating as a result of our approach to finances. Of course, economic development, very important. We've been very successful in working to create a better environment in Ashtabula County that's more conducive to economic development. And as a result, we've seen a lot of expansion of existing businesses, and we've been successful in bringing new businesses here into Ashtabula County. Another item on the economic development front is the Riceburg Natural Gas Pipeline. That project was important to Ashtabula County, something that I certainly supported in Columbus and have supported as a commissioner. And that provided reliable natural gas infrastructure that's going to make Ashtabula County a bigger player when it comes to bringing business into our county. And that was one of the things that we heard, was a lack of infrastructure is an impediment towards development here in the county. And now we're able to really notch that item off our list. And now we have that as an opportunity to market ourselves to other communities. So, of course, economic development has been a priority of mine, and a priority of this Board of County Commissioners, and I'm pleased to say that we've been successful in accomplishing a lot there. And then finally, I'm a firm believer in getting out into the community and talking with residents about issues that are important to you. As a commissioner, I've strived to be in the public, accessible, so that you could always approach me if there was a question, a comment, or concern. In addition, I led efforts to take the County Board of Commissioners to all the various communities throughout the county and host evening meetings so that members of the public that generally cannot attend a daytime meeting could participate in the governmental process so that you could see the work that we're doing. Right now, we're actually hosting various Coffee with the Commissioner events, opportunities, again, for you to get in front of the commissioners and to talk about issues that are important to you. It certainly has been a whirlwind over the last 8 years, and I'm excited of the work that we've been able to accomplish. I look forward to another 4-year term to work on issues such as lakeshore development. I feel we have real opportunity there to develop our lakeshore. Want to work on workforce readiness, getting people prepared for the jobs of tomorrow, want to work more on the economic development front, and then of course want to work to expand our infrastructure throughout Ashtabula County. That includes water, sewer, and broadband. I would appreciate your support this November. If you have any questions, feel free to look me up. Casey Kozlowski on Facebook or Twitter is where I can be accessed, or feel free to reach out to my office here in Jefferson. Thanks so much. Appreciate the opportunity.
My name is Billy Johnson. I grew up in Ashtabula Township and been a resident my entire life. I've been married to my wife Connie for 49 years. Together we raised 2 daughters, both married. We have 1 grandson and we have a granddaughter due in 1 week. I'm a 1968 graduate of St. John High School and was selected and inducted in the School Hall of Fame in 2017. I've attended Kent State University and have 3.5 years college education. I was the owner and operator of River Marine, a very successful business for 20 years. In 1970 to 82, in the private sector, I worked at Union Dock and A&B Dock and became the Hewlett operator. In 1982, after the docks closed, I was hired as a deputy sheriff for 10 years. I left in 1993 to run for sheriff and was elected sheriff and served 7 terms, 28 years as your county sheriff. Now I'm retired and been retired for 2 years, but still have a burning desire to watch what's going on in the county and help it grow and prosper. There are 2 issues that I think are vital in this particular race. There's a lot of things that the county commissioners have to make decisions on. In my 28 years as sheriff, I worked hand in hand with a lot of county commissioners. We accomplished a lot of things during them 28 years. But the 2 things that are neglected and they don't want to talk about today is our lodge at Geneva on the Lake. It's very successful, but yet you're told that it's a drain on the county budget. I asked for statistics, financial statistics from the county regarding the lodge. And when I received it, and I have copies of it, I found out that the lodge is not only not a drain, it's paying for itself, including the bond, and is on track for $600,000 profit. If the state was that they want to sell it to was so interested, why is the delay? That's my question. And you know, it's delayed till now after the election. Pretty questionable in my eyes. The county lodge is very responsible item that we have. It's responsible for the economic growth that our county has today. It's brought all kinds of taxes in, people in, buildings, wineries. It's a real asset for our county. It needs to stay in the county's hands. The jail, a mandatory need for our county jail. You know, they talk about the American Rescue money, which is $18.4 million. 9.4 that was given to the county in 22, another 9.4 that is going to be given to them in 23. This money is above the county budget, and it has to be utilized and spent before the end of 2023. Claims out there is that there's restrictions to this lodge, this American Rescue money. Money has been given to the fairgrounds, has been buying properties, has given raises, bonuses, given to the airport, among other things. Nothing for the county jail at all. It is my belief that we should take the $9.4 million that is going to be given in 2023 and whatever's left from 22 and use it for the jail. You know, I was in charge of the jail for 28 years. There's a drastic need. If you took this money, you could rebuild and remodel and expand in its current location. If not, we'll be under a federal consent decree. What that means is the feds will come in and tell you how many people you can actually house at the jail, which means that the rest of the inmates that need to be in jail will go to another county, and the taxpayers will pay the other county for their pay to stay, for their medical, and for the transportation taking deputies off the road. I am your independent candidate that have no ties to any political party. I will make sure that I will make decisions based on what the county's needs are. And if you want to check about my independence, check our financial campaign reports and you will find out who is obligated to who. I ask for your vote and I ask for you to take a look at what is needed in this county and take all my experience. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Bill Boskirk. I'm running for Ashtabula County Auditor. I spent 16 years on Geneva City Council, and I'm running because I think that the voters deserve a choice for Ashtabula County Auditor this year. I've been concerned about a number of decisions that have been made by the county team of elected officials. The two most important for me were the $100 million sales tax increase that was proposed and giving away the lodge to state control. The auditor's office is designed to function with a substantial degree of independence. It is supposed to be the watchdog of the taxpayers' money. It's important that the auditor is not part of the team. The jail study really reads like the constituents were given way too, or the consultants were given way too much latitude. A 292-bed facility is too large for Ashtabula County. It would make a lot more sense to go back to the drawing board and develop a plan for a jail of less than 200 beds that's more properly suited to the size and cost of what Ashtabula County needs. With the lodge, it's important to have local control. We're preparing to turn the lodge over to the proverbial nameless and faceless bureaucrat in Columbus. I learned in my time on city council that you don't receive some epiphany. You're not anointed with wisdom from on high when you are sworn into office. It is important to work with humility. It is important to listen to the voters, to the stakeholders, to the business owners with skin in the game. When you talk to the people most directly involved with the lodge, they range from hopeful that somehow it's all going to work out to outright scared and angry. But no one is enthusiastic about it based upon the limited information that has been provided to them. You can tell that the current elected officials know how far out of line with the voters they are on these issues because they won't discuss it when they're seeking re-election. They will talk about anything else. The two biggest issues that have been decided in the last 4 years, and they won't say a word about it during their election campaigns. If you elect the same people, you'll get more of the same. So I'm here to ask for your vote to bring change to the way decisions are made at the county level in Ashtabula. Thank you.
I'm David Thomas, your Ashtabula County Auditor, and it's been my great privilege to serve as your auditor over the past 4 years, and I'm running for re-election in my first term for re-election here this November 8th. And I'm running for re-election for really the simple reason that I've delivered on those promises that I made to the voters back in 2018. Those values of accessibility, of transparency, and of customer service that you, the voters, saw as so important to your auditor's office. We've made good on those promises of being as active as we can in promoting those three things. And I think it's so critical, especially in today's uncertain economic times, that we keep those values in our auditor's office. And those are action steps that we've taken for things like our 2020 revaluation. That's been the most transparent thing ever. As there were massive changes in value, we mailed postcards for the first time to every home. We had an online portal where folks could look much easier from the comfort of their home. And we also had virtual and after hours times for people to challenge their values and to look into things. So for the stuff that hits your wallet hard, like that revaluation, we were open and honest about it. We've also done things like land sales, having 12 now, a record number, getting properties back into the productive use by people and back on the tax rolls. We've done things like as silly as and simple as that apolitical weights and measures sticker that goes on the gas pumps and the scales. That's no longer the campaign sign, that's just our office logo. We've brought public Wi-Fi to the courthouse. That way when folks visit, they can actually log in and your time there is much, much better spent. We've also had over 100 and roughly 15 education sessions over the past 4 years. And those are on topics ranging from historic properties to tax valuations to CAUV to a whole host of different things to bring more information to you. And then speaking of those credits, we've increased and have record years of people on property tax credits, CAUV, homestead, and owner occupancy. And that's largely because we've been pushing those credits to folks much more visibly, so that if you qualify, you now know about it, and you can sign up a lot easier too. And we're getting folks the discounts that they deserve. So those are just a few of the examples. The rest are on my website, or you can definitely reach out to me, of how we've delivered on the promises that I made back in 2018 and how we'll keep acting and working towards those promises in the future. So I've definitely been excited to earn your vote over the past 4 years and look forward to continuing to serve you in your auditor's office moving forward. Thank you.
I'm Michelle Fisher, and I'm the judge in Western County Court. I've been your judge in the court since March 2021, when I was appointed by the governor to fill the vacancy in the court. The three things that are most important, I think, this year in this race are considering the experience of the candidates, and I'm running on a platform of keeping experience on the court, that experience being judicial experience. I've been a magistrate and a judge with the court for almost 4 years. I was a magistrate in the Court of Common Pleas here in Ashtabula County for a little over 2.5 years, and I've been your judge for a little over 1.5 years. As a judge, we have a very different role from the attorneys arguing cases. My practice was right here in Jefferson. I argued cases all over Northeast Ohio and represented people in this community. But as a judge, you have a very different role, and learning that role is very important, and it's a very big task. I was fortunate to be appointed as a magistrate for a great judge, to learn from that judge, and learn to handle how you're going to decide your cases and conduct yourself as a judge. Doing that as a magistrate gives me the opportunity right here in Ashtabula County to learn our struggles in Ashtabula County, our resources, and to begin to develop a system for matching the needs with those resources. As your judge, in the municipal and county courts, we are kind of the triage and emergency room of the court system. We have a huge volume of cases. In my time as the judge, I've handled a docket of over 4,000 cases and personally decided over 1,000 of those cases, where the judge is making the decision whether it's just the sentencing or actually deciding whether someone is guilty or innocent, deciding what the result of a civil case is. That experience is so important to the court system. If you have a judge without judicial experience, they're having to learn that on the job. And I think it's really important that you have that experience right here in Ashtabula County. And I have that and want to keep it on the court. It's also important, I think, to promote your community resources whenever you can, to have a safe community. As I mentioned, we are the triage, that emergency room of the court system. We deal with everything from traffic cases and small claims to the first stages of serious felony cases. Matching the level of resource to the right case is a very big part of the job, and using our community resources whenever we can is important to me and to the court. Lastly, the other thing that I've been working hard on the bench to do with our court is to improve our technology to save you, the taxpayers, money. During COVID, a lot of the way we conduct court was changed. Some of it for the good, some of it not so good. But one of the things that we found is using technology when it's appropriate can be a very good resource for resolving cases as efficiently as possible. An example that I tell people all the time, we have video available to the court, and now when we have people that are in facilities outside of Ashtabula County, we no longer transport them to court. We're able to resolve their cases by video, saving the taxpayers and the police departments, those agencies, money, time, gas money. Instead of bringing those people to the court, doing their hearings, taking them right back, we're able to do that. And that's one small example of a technology project we've taken on at the court. I hope to do many more in the future. Community involvement is also very important as a judge. I'm not going to tell you all the activities that I'm involved in. Many of you in the community know those things from interactions with me. But it's important not just to handle your job on the bench, but to be involved in these resources in the community. As the judge, I've started education projects with local schools, and being involved in the community with clubs, city organizations, things like that, is something that I will continue to do if I remain your Western County Court judge. So the last thing that I want to make sure that voters know is there's a wonderful resource for people on the fence or need more information about your judicial candidates. There's a resource called judicialvotescount.org. If you'd like, you can go to that website, click on your county. It gives you information about all the judges that are on the ballot for your area for Ashtabula County. So please vote this November, and I would be happy for you to consider me your vote. Please consider keeping me and my judicial experience as your Western County Court judge. Thank you.